What is up, Dan fam? And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about morning rituals and why they're so important and vital to your success. Not only that, I'm also gonna go ahead and show you and give you examples of other individuals who have gone out there and have had incredible success following morning rituals. So let's jump right into it right now. So what exactly is a morning ritual and who does them? Well, the people that do it are the likes of people like Steve Jobs when he was around, Oprah Winfrey, Tim Ferriss, Tony Robbins is really big on it as well. And why is it important? Because they all do the same thing. They wake up and they have a morning ritual because it sets the day in motion for them. And a lot of successful entrepreneurs right now, they either A, have a morning ritual or have some sort of ritual that they follow in the morning to set their day up correctly. And one of the biggest things about a morning ritual is that it goes ahead and allows individuals like us to go ahead and get ourselves in a different mindset, something more positive, something more uplifting for the day, but it also creates a pattern of good habits, which is huge, okay? Which is absolutely one of the most vital aspects to actually having a morning ritual. So I just covered this a little bit, but what exactly is the importance of a morning ritual? Well, aside from the fact that you can go ahead and defog your brain when you wake up and set yourself on the correct course for the day, you also have to think about the long-term effects. And you know, my friend Anthony right behind the camera, he went ahead and just made this point, and it's very, very good. It's about the compounding effect. And last I recall, I think the compounding is the 8th wonder of the world, specifically coined by Einstein. And again, going out there and being able to consistently and habitually create some sort of ritual that you follow every single morning to set yourself up for defogging your mind or being positive or being able to just put yourself in that right mindset, that's the importance of a morning ritual. Being able to mold something for yourself to be able to accomplish that, to put yourself in the right mindset, to tackle your goals for the day. And that's something else that I want to talk about. But before I go ahead and talk about that, I want to explain some of my morning rituals, and I have them written down in a book that you can go ahead and copy. However, it's not a template. It's not a one size fits all. I'm going to tell you what I do, and I'm always modifying this, always. 3 years ago, it would have been an extra 30 minutes of reading on there, and it would have been 4 or 5 different other things. Now I condensed it where it fits perfectly into my schedule, and since I have a really hard time standing still for long periods of time, for example, I can't sit down and read for 30 minutes, it's just not how my body works. And this particular morning ritual that I've created for myself is one that I can walk around. I can go ahead and do my daily activities, which is perhaps maybe walking my dogs or whatever it is, whatever I'm doing that morning, I can do it while I'm going ahead and completing certain tasks, but I'm still focusing on the ritual aspect of it. So what is it exactly? So I keep this little, it's not really a journal, it's just questions that I ask myself. And again, like I say, I change these up quite often, and I'll occasionally go and write them down. Now specifically, I started writing them down this entire week just because I wanted to document and see how things change over the course of the week and see what happens to my mind and how things work. So the first thing I start off with is 5 things I'm grateful for. Now one thing that I learned from Stephen James Palermo's Project Life Mastery is that the things that you're thankful for don't have to be significant. Right? They can be, I'm thankful for the ground, I'm thankful for the dirt, I'm thankful for the air. You just have to be thankful, okay? So really break stuff down and 5 things I'll go ahead and list out that I'm thankful for. Now I try to keep 2 consistent, so every single day I'm consistent about 2 specific things, and one of them is my dogs. And then the other 3, I like to go ahead and try to be a little bit more creative. So rather than just saying, oh, I'm thankful for the ground, right? Because again, I'm thankful I can walk, I'm thankful I can, I have, running water, I'm thankful for whatever it is, right? So there's a lot of different things that I can be grateful for. So 2 things I like to keep consistent every day to remind myself I'm thankful that those things are in my life. And then 3 other ones I like to go ahead and, to myself, really break down. And I like to, like I said, I like to be creative about it. I don't like to sit there and be like, oh, I'm thankful for my cars, I'm thankful for the money that I make, I'm thankful for the people that I've helped. Again, that stuff is so basic. Be more thankful for things that are more so of a significant importance that we overlook from day to day. Air is extremely important, so be thankful that you have clean air to breathe, if you have clean air to breathe. So again, everybody's thankful for different things, and that's number one. Number two is what I will accomplish today. Now when I wrote this down, I pretty much bolded it with my pen and underlined it, because I need to tell this to myself every single morning, and this goes into my day-to-day activities, is that what I will accomplish today. So I have an entire to-do list. And then on the side of the to-do list, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll start off at 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, however many things I have to do. And 0 is always morning ritual, because that's the first thing that I do on my day-to-day, and that's in another journal. So what I'll go ahead and do is I will pick exactly, and I explained this to Anthony the other day, is that I like to organize what I'm going to be doing by the biggest impact to my bottom line. So that means what is going to make me the most money, that's what I'm going to focus on, and everything else I'll go ahead and complete if there's enough time in the day to go ahead and complete those tasks. So for example, I'm currently putting together a 100K blueprint, and one thing I have to do is the content, the copy, the webinars, structuring, testimonials. There's so much that I have to do. So every single day leading up to the February launch, I'm gonna go out there and focus every single day on the 100K blueprint tasks. However, 100K blueprint isn't the only thing I do. I manage a Shopify dropshipping store. I have Facebook groups to run. I create videos like this and answer the comments. So every single day, I organize it where 100K blueprint gets done, then Shopify, and then comments and everything else. So it's kind of like a pyramid of the most important and what's gonna be making me the most money immediately, but I tell myself every morning what I will accomplish today. Very, very important. Before I told myself what I will accomplish today, I was kind of just lost doing everything, doing meaningless work. And a lot of entrepreneurs find themselves doing that as well, meaningless work, where it's work that, now we can go into an argument of compounding, but it's more so of an argument of, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who is trying to generate capital for yourself, is what's gonna make you the most money immediately, not in 10 years from now. So a lot of people, they'll create content, they'll upload it, and then they'll focus on content syndication, but how is that gonna make you money right away? Building a funnel, creating a product, uploading products, finding products to add to your particular store, whatever it is, right? Whatever your business model is, that's gonna make you the most money immediately. So you work backwards and go forwards. So the content that you create, like a YouTube video like this, it eventually leads into something. So again, that's really goes in depth with my to-do list and how I think about things. But number two on my morning ritual is what I will accomplish today, and I look at my to-do list and I specifically say, this is what I will do at all costs today. And that's one thing that I have to do with these YouTube videos and these vlogs and these weekly uploads, is I tell myself I will be making these videos, not because it's a hassle, but because it's not the top of my priority that makes all of my money. So I don't really want to focus all my time and attention on something that doesn't make me all of my money. So saying I will accomplish this YouTube video today, it's a big goal, because it's a pretty big task to do when you're a one-man show. So again, let me go into number three. So this is something that I write down, and I like to keep this pretty consistent. Number three is 3 monetary physical goals I want to achieve. At the end of the day, you need to understand that we all have goals, whether they're, and it's pretty much always typically physical goals, looking a certain way, owning something, being able to do something for others, whatever it is. But I break these down into the 3. So one for me, one for family and loved ones, and one to give back. So if you just, it's all about you, it kind of ruins the whole mindset that you're trying to get yourself into. So you don't want to be selfish about this. So one goal that I have for me, and this is specifically one that I write down every single day, this is my consistent goal, is that this year I want to get a home. So I want to get an actual house, which is, it's been a goal for a while. It's just one of those goals where I have to weigh the pros and cons constantly, where I have to tie myself down to a particular place, or I get to kind of just hop around from apartment to apartment, which again also is a lot of work. But again, 3 monetary physical goals I want to achieve. My consistent one is home, and every single day when I say I want a home, I'll even go ahead and say, okay, this is how much I'm willing to pay for it, this is what I'm going to be paying per month for it. I'll even go on Zillow. I'll open up my phone and open up Zillow, and I'll look at homes, okay, and be like, okay, this one fit my criteria, I don't really like this one, and I'll go ahead and start painting a picture. And if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, which is probably it's not probably, it is the very first book that I ever read that made the biggest impact on me financially. And just the way I think. It's that Napoleon Hill said, you know, to sit in a quiet place and visualize and almost, you know, move your arms and, you know, move the motion of your body to the goal. So what do I mean? And it's gonna sound really weird and paint a very weird picture, but just bear with me. One thing that I always thought about was, and this was probably like 4 years ago, was I would sit on my best friend's floor and I'd picture myself. I wouldn't be weird about it. I wouldn't make all like the noises, right? I'm not like a 3-year-old kid, but I'd sit there and be like, yeah, I'm in the certain sports car that I wanted. Next thing you know, years down the line, I got the sports car that I wanted. So it's one of those things where it's more so, it's visualization of your goal. That's exactly what it is. And he explains that in his book, is that if you can think it, if you can picture it, then it's in your mind, you already own it. So if you already own it, your brain, how your brain works is, and this is so elaborate, the pathways in your brain allow you to go ahead and develop a plan to achieve that goal because you already trick your brain into thinking you already have it. It's wild stuff. Read Think and Grow Rich, you'll totally understand what I'm talking about. And that's why the monetary goals, on what goals you want to achieve, you have to visualize it, you have to see it. So I remember going with Anthony, and we'd go to like the Lamborghini dealership. I'd look at Lambos pretty much every single day, and then and then I got one. And I do the same thing with the house. I'll even go to open houses and whatnot, just to see what I like and don't like mainly, and just to see where I kind of want to end up. And being able to picture yourself and trick your brain, that's essentially what you're doing, is you're tricking your brain into thinking that you already own it, because then it opens up pathways to be like, okay, well, you hit your goal, time to expand on what we know. So it's very complex. Look into that. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, one of the best books that I ever suggest reading. So again, 3 monetary physical goals I want to achieve. And I'll recap this again. 1 for me, 1 for family and / loved ones, and then 1 to give back. And number 4 is really important. Number 4 is about self-reflection. So how can I become better today? So this is something that I ask myself every single day. Now this is the hardest one on my list, because I can be, so obviously a lot of people have watched the manic videos. So it's really interesting, because I have a very tough time forcing positivity. Like, I'm either straight-faced or I'm very negative, leave me alone. And for every single day I have the goal, you know, be a little bit more positive. It's one of the hardest, because of, and again, I'll link to that video in the script, it's one of the hardest things to actually follow through with, because I'm just not wired that way. So I have to break that down and figure out different routes, you know, to do. But again, that changes from a day-to-day basis. So how can I become better today? I'll reflect on yesterday and then think, okay, what do I want to avoid today? And then 5 is 3 strong affirmations. Now this one's tacky. This one, you know, a lot of people will make fun of, but say these out loud or just say these in your head. I am, I will, and I refuse to settle on X, Y, and Z, and then you fill in the blanks. So I am, you know, I am great, I am the best in my field, I am whatever it is, right? You could put, you know, I am not willing to go ahead and give up on these tasks that I set aside today. I will achieve X, Y, and Z. I will be able to do X, Y, and Z. I will, without a doubt in my mind, be able to do X, Y, and Z today. I will, you know, get that home that I want. I will walk my dogs 3 times instead of 2 times today. Whatever it is, right? Say these out loud and say them to yourself. It programs it into your brain. And then number 3 is I refuse to settle. And this is one that I added in myself, because I find it really important to tell yourself that you refuse to settle for, you know, mediocrity, I guess. And one thing that I noticed is that if I say to myself, I refuse to settle, and I keep on leveling up, then it just keeps on taking me that 1 step higher. I refuse to settle for, and again, this can sound really bad to the outside looking in, but I refuse to settle for what I have, meaning I want to achieve more than what I already have. If I already have a lot, then I want to keep on increasing. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So just, I refuse to settle with X, Y, and Z, and then tell yourself what you refuse to settle with. So that's the morning ritual in a nutshell. And these are the 5 things that I do. Now, like I said, this isn't cookie cutter, and I definitely want you to add in your own variations. Perhaps reading 5 minutes or listening to 15 minutes of a podcast. Speaking of, we're launching a podcast very soon. It's gonna be really awesome, especially if you are really big into the e-commerce space. Shopify drop shipping, or you want to go ahead and learn to make sales, Anthony and I are launching a podcast on the Ecom Douche channel. That's going to be really awesome, and something that we're going to do. And that's another thing that I didn't talk about in this video, is that every single morning when I wake up, I like to listen to podcasts. I like to either learn. I just started watching $1 Million Funnels by Anik Singhal, and I'll just let it play in the background, and I'll go ahead and just constantly be listening to something that's going to help and transform me. So again, that is morning ritual kind of broken down, and there's a lot of information in this particular video. I definitely suggest going ahead and kind of making your own. You can take exactly what I gave you, or you can make your own, but again, make sure you have a morning ritual. It's very, very important. So I have other content for you right now. It's vlog content, and I know this video is gonna be long, maybe 25, 30 minutes, but I hope you learned a lot, and I will catch you soon. Make sure you subscribe for more content like this. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, and let's just get right into the vlog. Catch you guys. So today's a good day. It's currently 10 a.m., and I'm ahead of the curve. I typically have a really bad habit with waking up around noon, 1 p.m. and getting to work around 4 and working till like midnight or 1, 2 a.m. So I'm ahead of the curve. I showered, shaved, ate, walked dogs, fed dogs, and did my entire morning routine. So this video, today's Monday by the way, which is great, a great start for me. So now that I'm give or take 3 hours ahead of the curve, I'm gonna take 20 minutes, go and get a nice coffee, and then I'm gonna Uber to the office, and I'm gonna go ahead and work. But I just kind of wanted to go ahead and give you this little video. I feel really, really energized. I feel great about myself. I woke up early, and yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to just start off with this vlog, especially since this is gonna be more so about my morning ritual and what I've been doing to really put myself in a great mindset to get the day going. So I'm gonna go ahead, go grab this coffee, and I'll see you in a second. One thing that I forgot to mention is that I went ahead and I'm a huge consumer of content, okay? What do I mean by that is certain content. And I've been consuming a lot of content in regards to funnels and purchasing psychology. The one person that I've been by, even though he's one of my very, very dear friends, great friends, the man's a genius, Anik Singhal. And he recently released something called $1 Million Funnels inside of LURN.com. And again, you can go there and sign up for free. It's literally a membership site that has everything and anything. I'm talking that he brings in the best people like myself, Fred Lamb. So he brings in the best people to teach information, and it's a school for entrepreneurs. They actually have a physical, I think it's 23,000 square foot location too in Maryland. Very cool. But back to what I was saying, I'm a huge consumer recently, and whenever I'm starting new projects, I'll dedicate like 5 to 8 hours a day on just consuming everything I can, writing stuff down. I'm really, really big into this because specifically when I did a project in 2018, the only project that I did that was really, really big was because up until a month prior, all I did was consume content and put it into action. And then in around a week or so time period, I made around $800,000 net. The reason why I'm even sharing this with you is because right now what I'm focused on is more so learning about funnels. And if you have a Spotify, Anik Singhal has a podcast that teaches him, or teaches you, his 7 funnels in his business. And it's crazy because I saw this man legitimately go from $15.5 million in revenue a year. And here's the craziest part. He retracted his business, meaning it's not like he stopped something. He stopped doing the affiliate side of his business, doing big launches, and just went to paid traffic and took his company to $25 million the next year. And now this year it's going to over $30 million. So he did less, stopped focusing about the harder stuff, and started focusing about more so customers and buying psychology, which is he's great at, and just grew his company when he thought that it was going to shrink because he wanted to stop the affiliate stuff. Which again, so I've been in a really big learn mode, no pun intended, from Anik. And he even texted me when I was listening to his podcast. I was like, this is really weird. This is how the universe works. And then we were just laughing about it. So really, really cool. Definitely a shameless plug. I get no money or anything for telling you that. So if you want to go check it out, LURN.com. I'll even go ahead and put it in the description. It's free to join. There's so many courses in there about copywriting, e-commerce, influencer marketing. I know I did segments in there about influencer marketing. Literally, everybody and anybody who's predominant in the online space has some sort of input inside of learn, okay? So that's kind of where, you know, it's like one of those things where it's a really, really satisfying feeling because it's not like, you know, a Tai Lopez 67 Steps where you have Joe Blow who can just go and create some content. They fly you out to Knowledge Society and you create content. These are like people that are actually making millions of dollars. So, so I mean that seems like a really low blow. I have nothing wrong with Knowledge Society. I think they are great at what they do. It's just that I think some of the people in the course have no idea what's going on with business. But anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there, what I've been doing, just so you have some sort of idea. Now before I end this off, I want to ask you guys right now, make sure you are following me on Instagram, and it'll be like a little B-roll footage over here showing you exactly how to do that in case you don't know how Instagram works. That's a thing. And second off, I just want to give a quick shout out to Dom. Dom left a comment on my last video, and I'm gonna keep doing these, okay? So if you have a testimonial for me, go ahead and post it in the comments down below, and I'll feature you in a video like this. He says, great video, Dan. I finally hit $100,000 in sales almost after a full year of insanely hard work. You were definitely a huge part in helping me get here and wanted to say thanks so much. Dom, congratulations, you deserve all of it. And keep on hustling. Let's take that 100K and go to 1 million now. That's your next goal, all right? So again, make sure you follow me on Instagram and also subscribe to YouTube, okay? Only the smartest entrepreneurs that are watching this video, the smartest individuals who are watching this and actually want to excel, subscribe and turn on notifications. But that's cool. If you're not one of those people who are smart and want to excel, you don't have to do it. It's all you know, it's all part of the game, I guess. Anyway, Dan Fam Notification Squad, I'm out of here. I'll see you tomorrow.